Twisted Rainbow is a lesson, beginning in the first person, and ending with this. Today, I will be going over the creation and finale of a story that lasted over half a year. A story I can say I'm proud of. The difficulties of it, mods used, techniques implemented, voices and voice changers, the story that was told. This is creating Twisted Rainbow. This video is proudly sponsored by FavreMod. Part 1, the beginning. Before moving forward, I just want to say that all resources mentioned in this video will be linked in the description below, alongside explaining how Twisted Rainbow, especially the final episode, was created. I will also be speaking about portions of the story itself as we go along. Of course, this series begins immediately after Rainbow Quest ends, or before it. Time is confusing. The birth of a new universe. This universe is created as a consequence of a heroic action, something I felt I wanted to show, as not all heroic actions can lead to a positive outcome, no matter how virtuous the intent is. These repercussions may be unseen, but exist nonetheless. This new Sabre, who lives in a twisted universe, finds himself to be scared and fearful of the world he is in. This Sabre has no one. He is vulnerable, directionless. He latches on to those nearest to him. Betrayed, he'll find the next, never questioning intent, only hoping the words he has heard stay true to the vision he hopes to create. Yet, he will be betrayed again. Like the series before it, the techniques mostly used in episodes 1 through 4 were relatively the same. First-person perspective camera shots, and if they were cinematic, it was mostly done through vanilla Minecraft camera work, otherwise described as simply hitting F1 on the keyboard and zooming in to achieve a cinematic feel. The voices in this show were heavily reliant upon a single program called FavreMod, and while the video is sponsored by them, I would truthfully promote it nonetheless, as this program was crucial in creating this series. The majority of voices in this series were made exclusively through FavreMod, by me. You are able to pick from an extremely wide variety of voices to make your voice sound however you want. Whether you want to sound like
the Elite with his overconfidence in the darkness,
the Great One and his reign of terror,
the first curse as they plot their way into the multiverse,
Assistant Steve, activating the power of the core. Even Origin Steve, voiced by my friend Tootie, is also a voice within FavreMod. FavreMod is completely free to download and use, and for the full program and voice options, they have a one-time payment for a lifetime use, or monthly subscription options for your choosing. During the production of this series, I lost the voice for the Elite within their program, and FavreMod rapidly reached out and solved my issue with ease. I truly can't get across how much I love this voice changer, and its quality as well as the company as a whole. If you are interested in getting this, check out the link in the description, as well as you would support me immensely by using the code TWISTED at checkout for 5% off your purchase should you choose to unlock all options. Part 2, the Blockbuster Mod. Beginning with episode 5, we began implementing the use of the Blockbuster Mod, a mod used with Java Minecraft to do a wide variety of filmmaking within the game. This implementation can first be seen in the intro of episode 5. In order to seamlessly change the skin of the model the intro is focused on, we manually changed the morph of our model. A morph is an instance of the model we are looking at. While this itself would be possible in vanilla Minecraft through a very tough and grueling process, the addition of a moving camera would make it nearly impossible to do without this mod. Add that with a green screen behind the model, and we have our intro for episode 5. As I explain our process of using this Minecraft mod, it may feel a bit overwhelming to hear, but that is very okay. Keep in mind, at the time of episode 5 releasing, until the finale of episode 18, a whole 6 months will have gone by. My team and I spent over half a year trying to learn all of what went into this series until the end, and this is with a team, not just me. So if you are watching this and feel inspiration to create, but things like this feel overwhelming, it's okay, one step at a time, and never stop asking for help if you need it. This was not created by just me, and neither will any of these stories I create in the future be either. I have had help, and will be continuing to be helped. Though, the beauty of this mod is actually that you can start out by doing this all on your own should you not have any help. Everything that was done in this series with this mod can technically be done with one single person on a single player world. The creator of this mod has a YouTube channel on it, as well as has a playlist dedicated to it in depth where you can learn how to start using this mod to create the stories you want to tell. I'll be linking this in the description below. Beginning with episode 6, Sabre begins to truly realize the situation he has found himself in, between a rock and a hard place, witnessing and in a way, taking part in the destruction of innocent people. Here we also see another blockbuster technique with the dynamically changing skin of a yellow Steve, alongside further practice of the cinematic camera. Part 3. Not a hero's journey. This series was always destined to end as it did. I personally feel we are accustomed to a feel-good ending, where even if we feel bittersweet, we are satisfied with the final outcome of the character we grew to love. Here, it is twisted. Is there no point in telling a story that ends in complete demise? A story where everything we cared about was lost? I think there is. A tale with a lesson learned, though in this case, it may have been too late. It can serve as a reminder that in the future, you can prevent a similar outcome to begin with. The aspiring hero here changes from Sabre to the elite, as they seem to swap positions from mouse to menace, and vice versa. We sympathize with the one who realizes they can be better, regardless of their past. We sympathize with the one who tried to be better, but realized it's a lost fight. The irony is that the fight was won when they chose to lose. Our now new anti-villain created an anti-hero by giving up on the heroic path and choosing a selfish one. This new anti-hero now has a physiological mirror to their own actions, showing them that their own path is not as virtuous as they thought. Underlying this is a representation as to how easy someone with so little can be swayed into a direction they may not initially choose. Here, we can see the first curse, originally represented as Time Steve, egging Sabre to finally crack. We could see this as pure manipulation, but we must remember that Sabre was already thinking of taking such actions of his own accord. Like many opportunities before, here, Sabre could have been talked down, but the only one to reach out was an entity of malintent. And so Sabre saw and took the only opportunity presented. We can see the further decline of Sabre's willingness to do good throughout all future episodes, as the elite now begins to reflect in the opposite direction, finding not malintent, but good intent, both within the yellow Steves as well as M. Someone who previously tried to save Sabre, but failed, now sees the elite and must choose whether they want to continue trying to create a positive outcome or give up. A repeating philosophy here is identifying and acting with intent. Words may mean a lot, but intent, should you choose to look closely, is easily identifiable. Does this person mean good or bad? They can tell you they mean well, but actions may speak otherwise. In the episode Regret Requires Reflection, we see the elite reflect on his past actions. We see he acted poorly, yet we have seen him speak virtuously. We now see the elite reflect on the actions of his past, and begin to slowly realize his verbal intent did not align with his physical intent. On the other end, we can see that Sabre previously did act with a positive intent, and now does not regret his future intent, understanding his previous attempts ended in futility. Looking at episode 12, The Greater Good, the notion of the title itself becomes twisted. Sabre and Elite begin to ingrain themselves in their new direction, becoming just as stern as before their outlooks had changed. Within this episode was also the first ever use of the Blockbuster Mod for a fight scene. We can see the addition of particles, also a feature of the mod. By now, my team and I had practiced enough to feel confident in an attempt at a fight such as this, as well as further practice with the camera itself within the fight, working on smoother and quicker movement. It would be around this point my team and I would begin working almost exclusively through modded Minecraft with Blockbuster, rather than vanilla and no modded cinematics. Let's fast forward to near the end of the series. It was shown in episode 17 that the first curse, who is now powered with the energy of the core, is at the crossroads with Sabre, and about to leave for the multiverse. While, of course, it would be entertaining to show where the first curse went and what he wants to do, that was never what the series was meant to be about. This is the story of someone who tried to save, but couldn't save themselves. A universe solely created to entrap someone who never chose to exist within. Sabre. This was always about his eventual demise, alongside everything else. Which brings us to episode 18, the finale, the end of a lesson. While I am explaining much of this story, I haven't nearly explained all of it, but I know you all have done much of that yourself. I don't like treating my audience like they don't know anything. This is something I very much keep in mind, especially moving forward. Now, when I create stories, I want to make sure I say it the way I want, because I know that you can figure it out. I'm proud of the audience I have, and the passion you all carry for the stories I tell. I genuinely love reading all, and I mean all of the comments you guys leave talking about the episodes, as well as those in my public Discord who theorize much more in depth. If you are interested in chatting more in depth about my content, I would highly recommend you joining my public Discord, where there are dedicated chats for all shows ongoing on my channel, as well as you can find updates I put out informing you of anything else that may be going on. Now, spoiler warning for the final episode. I think many people saw the ending of this series coming, especially with where it was leading. But I'm sure to some, it was disappointing to see it all end the way it did, so abruptly, and without explaining everything the series may have brought up. But the truth is, that's the sad truth of this story. It was too late. It was too late to fix the twisted reality of it all. Too late to fix the past mistakes. Too late to learn something new. The finale of Twisted Rainbow took an incredible amount of time to create. When we create these episodes, we start with sound. First, just the voices. Then, soon after, we'll add the sound effects. The environment.
With this accumulated
Wind
power,
blowing.
I can use my full potential.
The sound the people
I can
make.
destroy it all. You look pathetic with all of this.
Finally, the music. Choosing when and when not to add. Together, we have the sound design. With this, we import the sound into the Blockbuster Mod, where we can listen to the audio file while we work on the visuals, so we can line it all up perfectly. Here, we record the Blockbuster actors one at a time. These initial actor recordings only capture vanilla Minecraft movement. It's here where the magic begins. Painstakingly, we manually animate all of the movements, one action at a time. We tried so hard to really show the emotion in these final moments of this twisted story. We try not to see this as a Minecraft story, but a story within Minecraft. While the game itself, as well as the Blockbuster Mod, are amazing tools for storytelling, it can be limiting. It can be hard to show facial expressions. While in future stories, we will be adding facial expressions, we felt that in this story, it wouldn't be right. So it came down to the movement, and boy, was there a lot of movement. Some scenes require multiple takes. The beauty of the Blockbuster Mod is that you can replay scenes perfectly every time. In the ending moments where the universe is being destroyed, you can see the sky turn white before engulfing each area. Here, we ran the scene twice, once with a normal sky and once with a white sky. Then, we simply blended together. This can also be seen in the intro hallway shot. Part 5, the final moments. Here we are. Sabre is the universe. He has been pushed and broken to the point where he is willing to destroy it, his very existence, alongside everyone else within it. In the end, he saw everyone as nothing, because he was everything. But even if the world we exist in isn't real or just in someone's head, that doesn't matter. What matters is if it matters to you. M, the assistant, and the elite, we're all just creation of Sabre's mind. But they matter. They matter because they matter to each other, and that makes it real. But Sabre destroyed it. Someone once thought to be powerless gained the decision to change everything. And people could have stopped it. They could have done good. Sadly, not everything works out. But that doesn't mean we should give up. It doesn't mean we shouldn't change for the better. The elite changed. Maybe it was too late to stop this horrible end, but he tried and wanted to be proud of who he was. Maybe it won't work. Maybe it will. The possibilities are endless, but if we don't try, then we are limited. The future you can thank the past you for this present. So create the present that tomorrow's you will be grateful to live in, or things become twisted. In an attempt to keep this video at a semi-short length, I may not have gone over every detail, but that's the amazing part. The passion in the voice acting, I can say I'm proud of. My team and I pushing the limits of what we know, I'm grateful for. Even down to the scripts I wrote for the series. I'm sure if you pay attention, you'll find something you missed, but I'll leave that up to you. Thank you for watching this behind the scenes video, and thanks again to VoiceMod for sponsoring this video. Support me by using the code TWISTED at checkout for 5% off your purchase. And don't forget, everything is linked in the description below. As always, I'm Sabre, and this has been my story. See you next time.